Hey guys, this is James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems and BikeJames.com, and today I wanted to go over some tips for helping to improve your shoulder mobility. Shoulder mobility is one of those things in mountain bikers that just, most of us need more of it. We spend all day in this position, in our car and at our jobs, and then we, happen to love a sport while we're in this position all day long, and so the shoulders get pulled out of position and they get stuck there. And so we lose that ability to pull those shoulders back and down and get them packed in nice and tight. And that's one of the leading causes of, shoulder pain and shoulder injuries from riding, is that bad shoulder position that we're kind of stuck in. So what I want to do is show you a quick little screen that you can do at home. And this is from the functional movement screen. And if you have access to somebody in your area who can take you through the whole functional movement screen, highly recommend doing that. But this one here will give you an idea of whether this is something that you really need to work on. What you can do is take a ruler and measure your palm, and you should be able to get your hands in this screen that I'm about to show you within 1.5 times your palm length. So my palm is about 8 inches long, which means my hand should be able to get within about 12 inches of each other. So this is the screen, starting with your thumbs on the inside of your fist, arms out to the side. You place both hands on your back at the same time like this, and then have somebody measure, see how close they get, and then do it on both sides. And again, if you're not able to get within 1.5 times of your palm length, your hands in that position there, then shoulder mobility is definitely an issue for you and something that you need to work on, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when something starts going out of whack there. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple things that you can do, real simple things that will help restore that shoulder mobility, which is going to help put you in a better position on the bike, improve your just overall upper body strength and ability to absorb trail impacts and stuff like that. So the first thing I want to show you is some foam rolling, some real basic stuff with this. The first thing is just rolling out the upper back. So giving yourself a hug and rolling out along that upper back like so. If you find a spot that's real tender, what you want to do is just kind of hang out there and give it like 20 to 30 strokes in that spot there. After you've done this a few times, you can roll over on your side and get in on your lat, up into your armpit, even onto your tricep. So again, if you find a spot that's real tender, then you just kind of hang out there and give it like 20 to 30 little mini strokes, just trying to work out the tension in that area. You want to make sure that you do this on both sides. The next thing is a T-spine, a thoracic spine mobilization drill that you can do with the foam roller. So you're going to start just below the shoulder blades. So you want like the bottom of the shoulder blades just above the foam roller. And then what you're going to do is do kind of like a little mini crunch forward, and then we're going to lean backwards. But the trick to this is making sure you keep your rib cage and your pelvis locked down to each other. So this is what it's going to look like. You just lean back and then back forward, and then lean back and then back forward. You're going to do that 3 times. Then you just roll a little more under that upper back, and you do it again 3 times. And again, then you would do one more spot. So, 3 times, open it up, move into 3 different spots. And again, what you want to do is avoid letting this space open up. If you do this, where your ribs just pull away from your pelvis as you lean back, then you're just getting it out of your lower back and not your upper back. So keeping this locked down will really help make sure you're getting it out of that upper back. And also watch your chin. A lot of times when people are locked up in their upper back, then what they'll do is this to kind of give themselves the sense of movement. So you want to try to keep the space between your chin and your chest pretty equal. You don't want to push that chin into the chest and then pull it away. You want to keep that equal as you're doing this. So if you're keeping this space equal and you're keeping this space equal, that'll make sure that you're moving out of that upper back and mobilizing it. So once you've done that, another really good drill is called the rib pull. So for this, you're going to need your foam roller. You're gonna need a mat or something to put under your head. And what you're gonna do is lie on your side, get everything stacked. You want your shoulders and your hips stacked on top of each other. So this isn't stacked, this isn't stacked, this is stacked right here. Head relaxed on the mat or whatever you have underneath your head. You're gonna pull this bottom leg up. We're looking for at least a 90-degree angle right here. That's gonna lock your lower back into place. And again, make sure we're not twisting from the low back. Bottom hand grabs the leg, top hand grabs the ribs. And then what you're gonna do, leading with your eyes, you're gonna turn your head and drop your shoulder down to the ground and then hang out there. And when you get to that in range of motion, you wanna use your breath. You wanna breathe into your belly and then release and work that shoulder down a little bit deeper to the ground. So when you get to that in range, just kind of hang out there and use your breath. Breathe in and out and in and out. So I recommend about 5 to 10 breaths on each side and just working that shoulder a little bit further down to the ground. And again, you're keeping this leg up and you're keeping your hand on your ribs. This is keeping your lower back locked into place. Keeping your hand on your ribs, make sure that you're not just dropping your arm to the ground. And again, giving you that false sense of mobility. So you're just locking things in, making sure we're getting the movement from the right area. So once you've done some things to mobilize the shoulders and the thoracic spine, you can do a really cool drill called the arm bar to help kind of stabilize that area. So make sure I get this set up right. There we go. So get your kettlebell up into position. What you're going to do is extend the other arm and leg out to the side, and then you're going to roll over onto your side to that stacked position. Let your head relax. Bring your leg through to this kickstand position. Just hang out here for a second. When you're here, you want to see if you can walk this top arm back a little bit. Kind of get your head back some. Make sure you've got your shoulder pushed down away from your ear. Your elbows locked out. Then you're going to extend this leg out. And drop your hips to the ground. And then you're just going to hang out here. And again, use your breathing to kind of relax. Make sure you don't have tension in your neck. And then you can kind of pry your hips to the ground like 5 to 10 times to kind of help open up that T-spine, and this helps stabilize the shoulder as well. So when you're done with that, you just come back to that kickstand, roll back over, 2 hands down and over. So those are a couple really good drills. Again, we're just working on the foam rolling, getting rid of some of the tension, using the thoracic spine mobilization drill and the rib pulls to help mobilize and get some movement in that area, and then using the arm bar to stabilize the shoulder, because we want to make sure that we've got mobility and stability before we're worried about strengthening. In fact, when I have clients come into my facility, if they don't pass that shoulder mobility screen that I showed you earlier, they don't do any sort of pressing. Definitely no overhead pressing, and even stuff like push-ups or bench press or things like that, I'm really careful with. I don't do a lot of that stuff until we've got their shoulder mobility where it needs to be, because otherwise you're just laying fitness on top of dysfunction. And again, getting those shoulders pulled down and back, it's just going to help stabilize the upper body. Again, give you that, help you absorb trail impacts better. And another thing that people don't think about a lot of times is taking stress off of the neck. If your shoulders are in a bad position like this and you're leaned over, you have to really crane your neck to look up. If you're able to get those shoulders back and down, you can get, your neck doesn't have to crane up as much in order to see in the same spot. So getting those shoulders in a better position will actually take a lot of stress off of your neck when you're on your bike. So believe it or not, the neck is actually the #2 area that cyclists suffer overuse injuries from. And that's just from being in that bad, hunched over position with bad shoulder position and really having to crane and look up in order to see the trail ahead. So So anyways, hopefully you guys have enjoyed these tips, giving you some things that you can do at home in order to work on improving your shoulder mobility. And yeah, so once again, it's been James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems. You can check me out on the web at bikejames.com. I'll talk to you guys next time.